because you demanded to be able to listen to Walt Bonetti on your tablet while sitting on the toilet. It's the Walt Bonetti Podcast.
Welcome to episode 25 of the Walt Bonetti Podcast for February 7th. The Walt Bonetti Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Original Italian Pie of Kenner and Capa Donuts. In today's podcast,
surprise, surprise, surprise!
Louisiana is in last place again. A Canadian man is denied a vanity license plate. And
surprise, surprise, surprise!
Surprise again. The Sewage and Water Board really isn't out of money. But first, these quick hits. The U.S. Coast Guard seized 17 tons of cocaine worth an estimated $466 million off the coasts of Mexico and Central and South America. 21 separate drug smuggling vessels were interdicted by the Coast Guard. Singer Willie Nelson released a CBD-infused coffee called Willie's Remedy. The whole bean coffee is a dark blend with flavor notes of cherry and cocoa. An 8-ounce bag sells for $36. It claims to create, quote, perfect harmony of focus from the caffeine plus calm from the cannabis. Cannabis coffee. Who'da thunk it? A dog died late Monday night in a Baton Rouge house fire after its barks woke up and alerted the family living there. The family wasn't injured, but the dog died to smoke inhalation. Very sad. Louisiana finished 50th, last place again, in a list from Zippia of the best states to find a job. The top 4 states were Iowa, Minnesota, Virginia, and Nebraska. And the bottom of the list was Alabama, Kentucky, Arizona, and Louisiana. I wonder how that squares with Governor John Bel Edwards' re-election campaign. Will they be putting out a press release trumpeting the fact that Louisiana came in last? Yeah, somehow I don't think so. A Canadian man was denied a vanity license plate because authorities denied his request because it was an, quote, unacceptable slogan. Dave Assman, who pronounces his name Osman, and who wouldn't pronounce their name that way, said, quote, it's my last name. I'm not ashamed of it. There's nothing bad about it, except for the fact that you're going to be teased for the rest of your life and called an ass man. Hey, ass man! Ass man, come here! It's time for dinner, ass man! It's not ass man. It's Osman. Get it right. It's Osman. Okay, ass man. Whatever you say. A New Orleans convenience store worker won $800,000 in the Louisiana lottery. Salah Atala from Terrytown learned that he won the lotto jackpot on his wife's birthday. Nice. He received $568,000 after taxes. And now this. You know how it is when you're with a group of friends or some people from the office or even your own family, and no one can decide what they want to eat. I want pizza. I want pasta. I want a salad. No, I want a sandwich. Well, you can get it all at the Original Italian Pie of Kenner. They have incredible salads, sandwiches, calzones, wraps, pasta, and pizza. And it's all made fresh for you with the freshest possible ingredients. You can dine in or call ahead, 469-4999, and they'll have your order ready for pickup, or they will deliver it to your home or your office. So whenever you're hungry, make sure you think about the Original Italian Pie of Kenner. 3600 Williams Boulevard, just a little bit north of West Esplanade. 469-4999 is the number to call for pickup or delivery. Very sad news today, my friends. Capa Donut is closing after this weekend. The place with the best donuts in Kenner is closing. And that's sad. But you still have an opportunity to get out there today or this weekend and support them and show a Kenner business some love. Capa Donut has the best donuts in Kenner. It's not just my saying it. A lot of people say it. But not enough people went out there and supported them. So we're losing a local business. And that's sad. After several years in business, Capa Donut is closing this weekend. We need to get out there. We need to support Butch. We need to support Capa Donut and show them some love during this final weekend. Capa Donut is at 2321 West Esplanade in the Kenner Market Center. You can call ahead 305-4858. They'll have your order ready for pickup. And like I said, I'm very sad. that Coppa Donut is closing. Coppa Donut has been a great friend to Kenner and to Kenner organizations like Kenner United, and has always supported Kenner. It's sad that Kenner didn't support it enough.
In a land of gods and monsters, one man possesses the strength to defy them both.
Walt Bonetti.
Welcome back. Thanks again for spending part of your day with the podcast. The New Orleans Sewage and Water Board was back in the news after it was reported that it used water to cool the heavy equipment that it uses and then pumped the water back to customers, violating health codes. The practice has been in place for decades. City and Sewage and Water Board officials maintain the water is safe, but how can you trust anything coming from the city or the Sewage and Water Board? Quote, "This is the way the plant has been for over 100 years. The water has been safe to drink, and there are reinforced testing requirements going forward," Dr. Joseph Cantor, an assistant state health official, said. Reinforced testing requirements going forward, but not for the last 100 years. According to Jeff Adelson at The Advocate, the design, quote, "is a known potential source of contamination." Upon notification, the State Department of Health issued a notice of violation letter. But where have they been for the past 100 years, too? Adelson also reported today that contrary to its claims the past several months, the Sewage and Water Board is actually flush with cash after $20 million in reimbursements from FEMA and the discovery of $25 million that had previously not been accounted for. How can you not account for $25 million? It's not like finding a loose 20 in your jeans pocket. It's $25 million. The new findings show that the Sewage and Water Board has more than enough cash to avoid breaching its loan covenants. Councilman Joe Giarrusso said, "People know that there's issues with the systems, and I think people are willing to look at ways to expand services. But they have to know how much money is being collected. They have to know how that money is being spent. And there have to be straightforward answers about where their revenues really stand." And that's absolutely right. Politicians everywhere tout transparency. That's the new buzzword. We have to be transparent. But how many of us really know how much money government makes, how much it brings in, and then how much it spends, and what it spends money on? We don't know that anywhere. Politicians are adept at hiding money from us. It's like they went to school to learn how to do that. Several years back in Kenner, Mike Yanny announced the 2030 plan. He was going to borrow over $40 million on all of these quality of life projects that really weren't quality of life projects. He listed all the projects that were going to be funded. But after he borrowed the money, he found money from the Regional Planning Commission. He found money from the state. He found federal grants. And those covered some of the cost of those projects. But the money is still out there. And more projects were added that the people of Kenner never approved and still don't know anything about. After Mike Yanny went to the parish, we had an interim mayor. Now we have another mayor, Mayor Ben Zahn. And none of them have ever told us, this money went for these projects. We added these projects. We're doing this. And why are we doing it? No one ever explained that to the people of Kenner. The 2030 plan was just a giant slush fund to pay back Yanny's campaign contributors. And now, obviously, Ben Zahn's campaign contributors too. Because we have no transparency from him either. And that's sad. The people of Kenner deserve better. We deserve much better. And that's the problem with government. Like I said, it's not just with the Sewage and Water Board. It's not just with the city of Kenner. You can find examples everywhere. Government spends money based on forecasts and projections. You might get a raise next year, but you are foolish if you spend that money now. You don't know if you're going to have it or not. After saying it was going to fall off the fiscal cliff last year, and after pressuring legislators to only let about 1/2 of the sales tax that was set to actually expire, Governor John Bel Edwards announced Louisiana had a $300 million budget surplus. Several months later, we still don't know the exact amount of that surplus or where the money came from. How does that work? I know it's a large budget, but why can't we, the taxpayers, know how much money our government has and what they spend it on? Is that too much to ask? To me, that is transparency. Knowing to the penny how much money we bring in and how much money we spend. We have to do it as individuals. Why can't we make government do it?
Now, the Walt Benetti Podcast Dumbass of the Day.
A Madisonville man pled guilty Tuesday to 500 counts of possession of pornography involving juveniles under 13. Ryan Horak was uploading thousands of images to his Dropbox account. First of all, you're a dumbass for getting involved with pornography involving children under 13. Second of all, you're a dumbass because you uploaded it to a Dropbox account where government can get your records and find out who you are and track you down. How stupid is that? Two boys, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, are accused of causing over $20,000 in damage to John Ehret High School in Marrero. Computer equipment was damaged, windows were broken, and cafeteria food was left out to spoil. Now, I might be able to understand the cafeteria food. I mean, who likes cafeteria food? Did you like it when you went to school? I mean, at my school, we had grilled cheese sandwiches like once a week. And that turned me off on grilled cheese sandwiches for about 30 years until I rediscovered them and made them myself. But this school isn't even your school. And you're going there and you're causing damage to it. Why? What kind of parents raised you to just destroy things for no reason? You know, the kids are bad. You know, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. But you have to blame the parents for this. You have to. A man tried to rob a New Orleans Popeyes Monday, but couldn't open the cash register. So he grabbed some chicken, and he fled. Philip Lee, 27, was arrested and charged with simple robbery and simple battery. But at least he had a full belly when he went to jail, right? I wonder if he got some sides and some biscuits with that. That's the best thing at Popeyes, the biscuits. You gotta love the biscuits. Yeah, I love the chicken, the spicy chicken in particular. But you gotta love the biscuits at Popeyes. Well, that puts a wrap on today's podcast. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, topics, story ideas, please email me, waltbradio@gmail.com. That's waltbradio@gmail.com. Don't forget to support our great sponsors, the Original Italian Pie of Kenner, 3600 Williams Boulevard, just a little bit north of West Esplanade. You can dine in or call them, 469-4999, and they'll have your order ready for pickup, or they will deliver it to your home or your office. And Coppa Donut. Coppa Donut is great donuts and more, but only for a few more days. You need to get out there and support them, Kenner. You really need to. Coppa Donut is great donuts and more. As we tell you every day, please go out and be a blessing. Do something nice for someone. Change someone's life today, even if it's your own. You can do it. You really can. Thanks for listening.
Walt Benetti.